Hey, yeah, it's me on this rare Monday afternoon video upload. And well, I wanted to recap my weekend. As anybody who's been watching recently knows, this past weekend was Camp Icon. Icon for Hire had their annual weekend with the band event, and destroyed my voice terribly. So I probably sound like absolute shit because I did go way too hard on Saturday, but it was worth it. Yeah, so just to kind of recap the weekend, yeah, everything started off. Um, Thursday actually is when it all began for me. Had to drive out to the airport, pick up a rental car. Brought that home. Sucked that I had to leave my car at the airport. Racked up $35 in parking fees for that, but that's the problem when you've only got one person living here and no one you can depend on to go give you a ride at the drop of a hat. But yeah, so Thursday I picked up the rental car, brought back here. Friday morning I was up early. I was probably awake around midnight or so. I just finished getting ready, get everything packed up, get shaved, get all that prep ready. Had the car packed up, and I think I was on the road by about 3:30 that morning. So Friday morning, left about 3:30 a.m. Made a pit stop down at the Woodman's grocery store, one of the only 24-hour places that we got in the area. So you kind of stuck there. I mean, good store, but it's like you've got the one choice only, so kind of sucks in that regard. But anyway, grab some energy drinks and some travel supplies, mouthwash, travel body lotion, things like that. Hit the road, and oh dear God, the driving. Uh, it was pretty straightforward until I got to Illinois, and my thought when I made my first stop to use a rest area down near Madison, I decided to stop. Okay, I forgot to bring change. So I figured, okay, I've got some cash on me. I'll use vending machines, get some change back from that. Well, turns out that was all just a waste of time. Because one, the machines wouldn't take my dollar bills for whatever reason, just go swinging back out. Funny because I just got those same dollar bills from Woodman's change dispenser. But two, I get into Illinois and I hit the first tollway, and it's what they call toll pass or online pay only. And okay, I'm from Wisconsin. We do not have toll roads here, so how that's all handled, I have never experienced that before firsthand. At least not since they started going online only, or needing these special passes or whatnot. The last time I drove through a toll state, they had people, you would drive up to the thing, you'd throw your change in, or if you needed to deal with an actual person, there would be one attendant on one or two booths. Well, I guess they don't do that anymore. So I see a sign that says toll pass or online are your options. Well, okay, so I got a rental car, and yeah, they would probably charge the license plate, which goes back to the rental company. But then, okay, would the rental company then charge me an additional fee on top of that for administration or whatever. So I just said, fuck that. Pulled off and went to a gas station parking lot, uh, checked my route, hit avoid toll roads. I think that probably added another hour to my trip. Yeah, I went down some really sketchy, really questionable roads. I was like, God damn, I am. What word did I use? Shit. God, what shit? What word did I use? I used it last night too. I was like, anyway, it's like I know the meaning of it was like like slumming it, but in the sticks. But anyway, so half of Illinois was kind of fun getting around those toll roads, but oh dear God, between Wisconsin and Illinois, I think that was like 6 or 7 hours of the 13 hours drive time. And then the rest was divided up between Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee. But, yeah, so when all was said and done, counting rest stops and detouring and everything, I actually got into the hotel right at 6 o'clock. So that was, it was later than I really wanted to, but couldn't be helped. It was the Days Inn in Lebanon, and yeah, I got what I paid for. Maybe less. I mean, yeah, it was fine as far as the bed goes, but air conditioning couldn't keep up, and fucking shower didn't even work. I stepped in, tried to turn the handle, and yeah, this handle is not moving. Backward, forward, counterclockwise, clockwise. It's just not doing anything. So had to go with the old-fashioned sink sponge bath. That was not the best experience. But anyway, next morning, I'm up at like, what was it, 5 o'clock in the morning because I'm just, let me back up a little bit there. Yeah, I get to the hotel and yeah, I'm just so exhausted that I wind up, I crash, and I think I did actually go to try to get something to eat from one of the fast food joints nearby, but oh, cruel fate! I wanted to just walk over there rather than get in my car and drive the half a block, whatever. Well, I get to where there might be an intersection or whatever, and there's no crosswalks. There's no way for a pedestrian to safely get across. So I'm like, well, you know what? Fuck it. There's a 7-Eleven right here. I'll just pop in and grab something there. I wound up picking up a bag of Little Debbie donuts and call it good. What? What? I'm recapping Icon's Camp Icon. If you want to come join me, come up here. Yeah, so it was about half an hour later. I get back and I eat a few donuts and then I crash. I think I woke up about midnight, realized that I had completely forgotten to take my evening dose of HRT, which also included my morning dose of progesterone from Friday morning, because, well, that's a sedative. And I was not going to take a sedative when I had to drive right away after, so yeah, took the HRT about midnight, woke up, went back to bed, woke up again about 4 or 5 o'clock that morning, and then really, oh you brat, I just kind of putzed around for a little while. About half an hour before registration for Camp Icon began, I hit the road for Brentwood, because the event was actually held in Brentwood at the Hilton. So, and all I can say is, after driving down there and back and everything, there is no way I could live in the Nashville area, or actually any major metropolitan area, because I just cannot handle heavy traffic. And it was moving at a pretty good clip. I just can't handle the volume. It's just too stressful, too much anxiety inducing. Anyway, I get there, and registration begins, and almost immediately I get called out by a familiar face, a familiar voice. It was a friend that I had met at the last Minneapolis show. She and I both did the tour bus experience. So we started off pretty strong there, and yeah, it was I think when it was all totaled up, there was about 60 of us in total. So not a huge group by any means, but also not tiny. So it's a good balance between between a big group and an intimate crowd. So good job there. But yeah, still, I found my way over to the tables in the back, where they had all kinds of Icon artwork that they collected throughout the years. And one that really caught my eye was on one table they had this book. And it was just full of fan art. And I think the most memorable one for me was there's 2 pages. One was where they wrote the band's name in the Hylian language from The Legend of Zelda in 2 different styles. And then the next page, it was an alternate take on Link, using Ariel's likeness as the base. And that was about the time that Ariel actually came up to me and said her hellos and welcomed me to the event. So I like the timing there. Now, I did make the mistake of thinking that was her artwork. She had to correct me on that. It's like, okay, I've seen how she's done some sketches in the past in her book and everything. So I figured maybe this was just part of it. So, but she told me that no, it was all done by a fan. I felt a little sheepish there when she corrected me on that. But still, it doesn't take away from the fact that it was some really impressive artwork. But yeah, as far as the event itself goes, it was I think saying that was magical would be overly cheesy, be really cheesy way of saying it, but I don't know if I have a better word for it, a better descriptor for it. And they did a number of acoustic sets. It's just Ariel and Sean were just up there, and they were just playing the songs that they wanted acoustically, songs that we requested in the survey beforehand. And I was thrilled that they chose to play Demons, which, if you know the story about that song and my connection to it, it has a lot of meaning to me. It means a lot more than I can really explain. But they finished the first acoustic set. Then we had a little icebreaker where every chair had a post-it note with a couple of lines from one of their songs. And the icebreaker was you would go around and you try to find another person who had other lines from that same song. So, and as it turned out, my partner in that actually was located in an unused chair, and Rel took a few post-it notes off those chairs that were never unused, and she went around and partnered up with those people, and well, one of them was me. So we got a little selfie there. I looked like a total goof, but I always do when I take selfies with them. I don't know why. I always do. My chin always looks huge whenever I smile. I'm like, But yeah, it was. God, I can't think of the full itinerary off the top of my head right now. But between the acoustic sets, and we did some games. Sean hosted a cornhole tournament. Well, tournament, but it was a lot of fun. I mean, just and of course they had Fleeka was running around and making the rounds, begging for attention, getting attention, suffering separation anxiety when she couldn't find her humans. But yeah, she was a good dog. But yeah, let's see. We had a lunch buffet. We also had I forgot how you say it. It was like a meat and fruit tray thing going on there around 3 o'clock. That's when I checked into my hotel, so I kind of skipped that, so I could go take care of get my lodging set up. This more we did this interactive songwriting session too, where we took it was about an hour where we just riffed back and forth with Sean and Rel, and she starts off with a concept, and then we would fire back as we saw fit as far as lyric ideas and how to arrange it. And when all was said and done, we wound up with a brand new song in about an hour. At least got recorded, so I have the first ever performance of it. And then we had some pizza, and then we had some popcorn, and close to the first day off with a movie. They decided to screen Jumanji, the original. So it was a lot of fun. I mean, I'm oversimplifying it, but so much of the event was not so much the music or the stage stuff, so much as just getting to mingle with the fans. And throughout this whole thing, you had Rel, you had Sean. They were just mingling amongst us as just regular people, which is part of the reason why I've grown to love this band so much, is because yeah, they're great musicians, very talented, very relatable, but when they're off stage, they are all about just socializing with their fans, with the rest of us, just being Ariel Bloomer and Sean Jump, just two regular people, two like-minded individuals amongst many. They just, I think they just see themselves as two of the crowd, because at any point, they were in the thick of it. They were bouncing person to person. Hi, how are you? How far away did you come from? What do you do for a living? What are your hobbies? Just your basic get to know you questions, and you get to tell stories, and you get to trade tales with each other, and you can just tell when you talk to them that they're not just listening for the sake of placating is it placating, to just get you shut up. I mean, they're actually, they listen and they respond. They take to heart what you say. And I have been, throughout all of it, I was very honest and very very open with them about what you know what their art and what their impact has been on me over the past few years. The second day, I I got pretty pretty open with Rel during um, after the closing ceremony when we were just getting ready to tear down. She was doing autographs and selfies with whoever wanted to, and I just got to talk to her a little bit, and I described the the indecision, the anxiety I felt about driving down there because Tennessee is so well known as such a deep red state, and I actually explained that being as a trans person, my reservations, my apprehensions about making the trip and everything, and but I made sure to emphasize that once I got there, I knew I'd be in good company because these are our people. And I, you know, I don't know if I really agree with her in that she said that that in being who I am and doing what I am, that I'm somehow braver than she's ever been. I'm not sure I buy that, but I appreciate the sentiment. But it was, it's God, how do I put it? I mean, when you can connect, with your favorite musicians in such a way, on such a interpersonal level, I mean, that shit goes a long way in fostering a long-term fandom. And the fact that they have some fucking kick-ass music is also a nice benefit too. But you just you got you got Sean. He's just supposed friendly, outgoing. Just how do I explain him? He is just he's the guy that is just gonna liven up the room no matter what. Because he's always got that positive energy, and you talk to him, and he's all smiles, and it's like, does anything ever get you down, guy? It sure doesn't seem that way. He's always got a smile on his face. He's always joking. He's just got the two of them just they were meant for each other for sure. And actually, yeah, they did mention that they had just celebrated 14 years of marriage. So, congrats on them. But, yeah, it was. And I think for me, probably the most touching moment. I mean, and I don't know. It might just be the hormones with me, but I think for me the most heart touching moment was the final song that they did during the piano set on the second day. It was Ariel just doing a piano rendition of "Only Be a Story," which is a song about when you're dead and gone, and the story that you leave behind. that's how you're remembered, you know. Well, she leads into it by telling us that it kind of took on a whole new meaning recently because they just lost a very dear friend. And actually, it happened to be the person that married the two of them 14 years ago. And she said that she doesn't have a lot of experience with death, so it kind of hits harder. But to see when she was talking, just the emotion, the vulnerability, the openness. She was choking up talking about it, and in turn that got me choking up too because I've become a lot more emotional the last couple of years. And that was part of the thing. One of the things I brought up after the fact was how my heart went out to them. And, I felt what they felt. But yeah, between the interactions with Sean and Rel, the fans, and all the new connections that I made with all of them, it was so worth it. I mean, I think next year I'm definitely not going to drive 12, 13 hours each way. I am going to fly myself down. I did already buy my ticket for next year, so I'm good there. But yeah, that was $300 right there. But apart from that, I got back last night. Dear God, that drive was insane. Actually, while I was driving through Illinois, I managed to piss off a few motorcyclists because I wasn't passing a truck fast enough. They flipped me off as they blew past me because, well, I'm doing 75 in the 70 zone, I've never gotten a ticket before, so I'm trying to keep it that way. I was passing the truck, and I was making good progress around it. But I got far enough ahead of it that I was about to pull over, and these assholes decided to pull over first, blow past me, both flip me off. And well, as kind of a small world of irony, I came across them at a gas station about an hour later. They were just finishing filling up their tank. It's like, really? Of all the gas stations in the world, I had to pull off on this random Casey's in this little tiny town of like 200 people. I pull off, and there they are. Like, really? How the fuck is this happening? So I pulled in, sat there, waited for them to leave before I got out. I wasn't in the mood for any confrontation. So. But yeah, I got in about 2 o'clock. Should have been closer to 1 o'clock, 1:30, but I reached the point when I was in Wisconsin, just inside the border. I was falling asleep, and I was actually hallucinating from sleep deprivation. It was not cool. So, wound up suffering until I got to the next rest stop, pulled in there, dozed off for maybe 20 minutes, a half an hour. Didn't really do much, unfortunately. I actually wound up having to enlist the help of a friend to text back and forth with me for about an hour or so, just to keep me awake for the remainder of the trip. But, yeah, So Android Auto is reasonably good, I guess, as long as everything's working. But the messages portion of that whole interface, it can be a real crapshoot if it works or not. So I'm not totally sold on it because I got a lot of errors where it's like, sorry, there's a connection issue. There's a connection issue. There's a connection issue. It's like, really? Why the fuck are you not working? I mean, Spotify's working, so why is texting not working? But anyway, I got back. It's reasonably early. I walk in the door. This furball doesn't really give two shits that I'm home. He actually rubbed up against me lightly, but otherwise really didn't seem to care. She just made a beeline for the food dish and sat in front of it because, well, she hadn't been fed since about 10 o'clock in the morning. So that's all she was interested in. But, oh well. Alright. Let me... Where's the other button? Are you laying on the other button? Yes, you are. You're okay. So, as part of the experience, we got swag. So, I know you're not going to be able to see these very clearly, but these are 2 Camp Icon buttons that are made by one of the attendees. This one's kind of just a logo thing with camping logo. Ow. Ow. Let's see. Icon. And the other one, which is a little more appropriate to me, is a Progress Pride flag with the icon logo in the middle. So there's that. And I put this in a frame already because, well, it's valuable. A group photo, everyone that attended. I'm the last one on the right here. Here on the end, so I'm using a spot. Yay! And now I'm going to take this. Oh, I'm sorry, baby girl. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, baby. Oof. All right, so we got Camp Icon tote bag to hold all of our goodies. And inside, the same fan that made the buttons also made a pride flag. Is that your ass that stinks so bad? Maybe you should go clean yourself. Ugh. Oof. Let's see. I got my wristband that I bought at the Minneapolis show. I got them to sign the inside of it. I like how Rel wrote in "You Are Lovely." Some song lyrics there, but also something I can take personally as encouragement. Let's see what else was there. I purchased a t-shirt, Emo Dreamer, which is taken from their most recent album. There's a song called Emo Dreams. Also the name of one of their recent tours, Emo Dreams Tour, which I think was the one from last fall, if memory serves. And we got a Camp Icon t-shirt to commemorate. This was given away for everybody. And Let's see what else we had in here. Another fan was making bracelets, and I chose this one because it was the pink and black, the bold pink, very similar to what Rel used to have as her hair color back in the 2010s era, like 20 no, is it, I most closely associated with the "You Can't Kill Us" era. But I know she had before that, but that's one that just jumps in mind because of the album colors. But there's that, and of course we also got stickers with the same artwork as the buttons. Don't know where I'm gonna put these stickers yet, because I want it to be somewhere nice and permanent where I won't regret it later on or want to move it later on. And that was all that. And I do have one more. Give me a second here. I'll be right back with it. Also, I got a flag, autographed. So, problem there is, I have no idea where I'm going to put it. I mean, I know where I want to put it, but I physically cannot reach it. I am literally too short to reach where I want to put it. And I don't have a standard ladder. I don't actually have any kind of ladder to climb up and put it on there, because it's not a staircase that I have to go up, and yeah, I don't have the reach to occupy that space. So I don't know. I had thought about taking these flags and moving them somewhere to make room for this, but then I wind up with the same situation with these flags because, well, I think they're the same size. Maybe slightly smaller, I'm not sure. But either way, I gotta figure something out. I kind of have it just tacked up right now on the wall over the staircase, but I can't reach all the way out to place a second thumbtack for it to hang off of, because I just can't reach that far out. I can't reach that far over. But yeah, so that is everything I had to show for Camp Icon this year. I am definitely going back next year. I've already bought my ticket for next year. Now I just need to find out where it's going to be held next year, because they don't have a location picked out yet. They did a reveal for next year. It's June 28th and 29th in Middle Tennessee. That's as specific as they got. It was totally worth going, though. I'm trying to recruit some friends to go with me next year, because it's not just about the music, it is about the community. And I know at least a couple of my friends would absolutely get on well with everybody there. I did reach out to Robin about it, reached out to Mel about it, and neither one's committed to it, but they've at least not shot me down. So I might not be making the trip solo next year. Anyway, my voice is still recovering. My voice still sucks from all that. I was singing along with a lot of those songs. Not that I had a very good voice to begin with, but between the singing and so much socialization, I just wore my voice out, and unfortunately, I can't really do the voice that I want to, the voice that I try to use when I'm out in public, and I kind of wind up down here, where it's closer to androgynous, but still very obviously male, and I don't like it, so I need to give it a rest. But I still want to do the video today while everything's still fresh in my mind, with still time. I took tonight off from work to recover. That's why I'm up in the afternoon. And then tomorrow I've got to go and bring my car in for some more work. Yeah. I have to get a new control arm installed on the driver's side front tire, the front wheel, because that thing's worn out. That's part of why I went for the rental car as well, because of that. Anyway, I'm going to stop this because I've been babbling along for, good God, how long has it been now? 41 minutes? Yeah, I'm sure you're tired of hearing my voice and hearing me blah blah blahing. So, you all have a great day, and if you get the opportunity to spend a weekend with your favorite band, as long as they're not a bunch of assholes, I'd say definitely go for it, because the experience alone is absolutely worth it. If they're anything like Sean and Rel from Icon, they are all about doing what they love. And if you can find a favorite band with a similar approach, you'd be a fool not to spend time with them and just get to have that experience. I mean, the cost for me, yeah, I'm going to be spending a lot of money. My bank accounts are taking a huge hit for this. I mean, yeah, it cost me well over $1,000 to do this, but it is so worth it. And let me just run the numbers real quick. So it was $375 for the ticket when I bought it. So it was $250 for the one hotel, and another $220 for the second hotel. So that's what, so $850. Plus rental car was another $300, so that's about $1,100 and change there already. Plus gas, I had to get gas 4 times. I was not quite $200 for the refueling. So that's about $1,300 that I spent. Plus the tickets for next year, so that was $1,600. Plus the flag and one of the T-shirts there was another $110. So yeah, I spent about $1,700 on this weekend. So yeah, my bank account is gonna be crying when I have to pay off those credit card bills. But to do it once a year, it's worth it. I'm not gonna regret it. It's just something you gotta do once in a while. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up now and turn this off and upload it. And for those of you caught in the heat right now, stay cool, and I will talk to you again later. Thanks for listening.